welcome to another stream here on Behance and YouTube. My name's Anna Davis Court. I am a children's book illustrator. I'm bringing the energy for Kendall, who needs it today. How is everybody doing? It's so good to see you guys in the chat. It's been a whole week. I mean, what have you been up to for the last week? Oh, seems like a lot has happened. Kendall says, hello. Alessandra gets a gold star for being first in the chat saying, hey, what the? Taylor's popping in with a ghost. How are you, Taylor? How's Beans? Tell me everything. And also Yuri, and also Violet, and all your pets. All of them. I need to know everything. Jessica T, how are you? Oh, you guys are so great. Kendall says, I keep nodding off while reading emails. Same. Oh my gosh. When the boring stuff hits and you're just like, I have no energy for this, I always take a nap in those considerations. In those situations. Brain working. Second try, you know? But yeah, the key to a good day is naps, I swear to you. And every single place of work should have a place for naps, and you should just take one, Kendall. Like, do it. Do the thing. Rod says hi from New Zealand. Hello! Oh, I want to go to New Zealand so badly. It's a goal. It's a goal. Taylor says Yuri is angry that it's getting colder and he has to come inside. Same. Very much same. Today it actually looks like the first overcast day in a while, and it's crazy because this morning it was just sparkling blue skies with beautiful puffy clouds. We've had some smoke for a while and it's finally clearing up, so it feels good to have the ability to go outside and breathe that fresh air. And yeah, I want to go to the beach. I want to go to New Zealand. I want to go to wherever Yuri is so that I could give him a little like reassurance that he's not alone. Taylor says all the other animals are 100. I'm so glad to hear that. You know, like, animals thriving, it means all of us are thriving, right? As long as they're good, we're good. So, I wanted to talk to you guys about monthly challenges because we are in the season. October is usually the month that monthly challenges happen. There's Inktober, there's Drawtober, there's Everythingtober. There's so many different like prompt lists that have come up, like Peachtober for Furry Little Peach, I know is one of them. A lot of artists just make their own prompt lists and people join along as they wish. And so one of the things that I really wanted, or like found myself being drawn towards, is a magical kind of theming, because I was thinking maybe I'd do like a month of witches, but then I was like, but wizards too, right? But then also like liches, and like, oh, what if there's just cute little, I don't know, magic effects or sparkly thingies? I would like to do that too, please. So I'm not sure what form I want it to take, but I've kind of chosen this month of magic all-encompassing kind of theme. At least for me. This is totally like anybody else who wants to jump on board, go for it. But this is mostly just to give myself a kickstart, because I think the real heart of drawing challenges are to get you to create something every day so that you're pushing through any feelings of like, oh, I don't know what to draw, so I guess I'll just like play video games or do other work or whatever. It gives you an excuse to be like, okay, so for maybe like an hour today or something, I'm gonna just draw this. And maybe one of the prompts is like really, really, really annoying and you hate it. And then the next day it's like, oh, this is the best. And this prompt really like works with my brain. So that's what we're looking for. I think that within the realm of magic, I can always find something to draw. So that's what I'm thinking. I want to just kind of concept out some ideas in Fresco, I think, but I have Fresco and Photoshop open right now. I'm really not sure where I'm going to go with it. And then one of my favorite Inktobers was one year when I did sketches on the iPad, and I used the iPad as like a light table for watercolor paper, and then I would sketch out again on watercolor paper, and then I painted it in ink. And that was one of my favorite times because it was very flexible in the planning stage. Obviously the iPad is infinitely changeable and everything, and then once I was doing the inking, I was kind of stuck to grayscale, and that really helped my brain. I was like, okay, so it's mostly going to just be black and white, and I think I did like one wash of like a gray ink tone, so it worked really well, and I just want to do something like that again. That's the idea, at least. Jessica T says, wait, are you wearing a cardigan you knit? It looks awesome. Oh, thank you. Yes, so this is crocheted cardigan. Here, let me give you a fit check. Oh, golly. It's not going to be a very good one because I don't have much room here. But yeah, we've got the, this is what I lovingly call the pumpkin cardigan. Uh, and yeah, it's crocheted squares. So they're all just like the same size and they're all just hooked together. It's like the easiest thing you could possibly make. So that's what I made. Look at these balloon sleeves. Woo! And you know, you could just be like, oh, down casual. Like, oh yes. Or you could have it like up and be like, I'm cozy. Look at that. So yeah, pumpkin cardigan for the win. It's the season. Uh, Kendall says, "Oh, so cute, Alex. What's up?" Saying hello, hello. I'm doing some prep for next month right now too. Love the sweater. Thank you. Boop, boop, boop. I'm actually using the rest of the yarn that was left over from this to make a. I think it's gonna be a tank top, which is kind of weird to do like a heavy cotton kind of thing, but I need to use it, so that's what I thought of that I wanted. So that's what we're doing. Kendall says, I want to make one now, or at least for a holiday gift. Start now. If you're going to make it for the holidays, start now. It took me a long time to make this. Even though it was a very simple process, it just takes time. Especially if you're new to crocheting, I think there is like a learning curve at the very beginning. It can get hard to like understand tension and all that jazz, but once you have the hang of it, it's very just like put a movie on and go. It's awesome. I love it. And it's funny, sometimes I could recognize when my brain was really grooving with crocheting, because I'd be like, this is so satisfying, like no, really so satisfying right now. And it was, I don't know, just a very specific feeling. I don't know how to describe it better than that. Okay, so we're in fresco right now. I have the pencil brush. I almost want to bring out like the iPad to work on. This is the desktop version of Fresco, and it's funny, but sometimes it just feels different to draw on the iPad versus the Cintiq. And so I don't know, sometimes I feel like if I need it, I'll grab it. But I want to just use the pencil brush because yesterday I did this really cute sketch of a character. My patrons will see it very soon. I'm going to make a whole post about sketches and stuff. I think I'm pretty much done with one of my sketchbooks. So I might do like a full sketchbook tour, which is like unheard of. I never finish sketchbooks. It's amazing. Okay, so I want to get some ideas out of my head, and a few of those are witches, and a few of those are wizards. So, wait, oh, that's not different tools, Anna. You're in fresco. Okay, and then I think I'm just gonna start drawing out really basic things that I have in my brain. So, I love wizard cloaks. Honestly, that's like the reason I want to draw wizards. Should I have it? No, I actually want it to be the cloak all the way to the ground. Whoops. I keep using the wrong hotkeys, but that's okay. So like just a little foot poking out, that kind of thing. Nice big billowy cloak. And then of course it's gotta have like the hood. And there's gotta be a beard! A big puffy beard. Oh, and then, this is on its own layer, yeah? Oh, no, it's not, but that's fine. You gotta have a cap. I love a good pointy cap. And then witches caps are basically like a pointy cap, but then they got that wide brim, you know? Oh. I started a pair of socks in April and have yet to finish. Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay, so if you're knitting is a whole nother level. I think that crocheting is much more like first time friendly. But if you're doing knitting, yeah, I could understand it taking that long. It's funny because you're like, oh my gosh, the freedom to make my own clothing. This is awesome. And then it's like maybe over the course of 5 years, you make 2 things. Ain't that just the way? I know I want a big pigtail moment. I was thinking, I did this little sketch a little while ago where she had candy in the hair, a la Vanellope von Schweetz, the president of Candyland. Or no, Sugar Rush, sorry. How could I forget? Sugar Rush, wow. Did Hi Hi Puffy Yumi do that song? Gives very big vibes of them. S-U-G-A-R, jump into your racing car. And then, so I was thinking another fun thing about witches is having multiple different types or themes. So you could literally have like a prompt list of, okay, so the overall theme is witches, but then the prompts every day are like, do a bog witch, do a candy witch, do a axolotl witch, or like whatever you could possibly think of. A knitting witch. Ah, can you imagine the possibilities with a knitting witch? Okay, I might have to. She's like riding knitting needles, and everything is just like every part of her, maybe even her body is made of knit material. But I was thinking obviously like chunky clothing and everything, and oh, it'd be cute. Can you imagine her little cat familiar like chasing after the ball of yarn that's always behind her? I love it. I love it. Cute, cute, cute. So these are the kind of ideas that I think that that's what prompt lists are for, is to give you like a word, knitting, and then you're like, oh, what could I do with this? So much, so much. Have you guys ever seen the book Extra Yarn? That was, I know it's illustrated by John Klassen. I can't remember if, I think it's a Mac Burnett written one. Absolutely fantastic. Love that book. Kendall says, I feel like I'll unravel the random knitting pattern I started 10 years ago and use that yarn. Please do. I started learning to knit back in high school and then just never finished the project. Well, ain't that just the way? Taylor says, I tried to knit once, but my thing kept getting wider somehow. Yep, you adding stitches, dropping stitches. It's the classic thing. Kendall says, I have several sewing projects too. Want to rip apart some overalls I found at a thrift store and sew them back together. All the fun designs. Yes. And embroider. Yes. Knitting witch. I love it. Yes. She's flying on a knitting needle. Yes. Kendall says, wait, is that Sleeping Beauty? Wait. Spinning yarn. Yeah, it is Sleeping Beauty. Whoops. Yeah, Taylor says Mac Barnett. Okay, excellent. Thank you. Kendall says, yes, it's been a while since I saw that movie. Which movie? Oh, Sleeping Beauty? Yes, it's been a long time since I have too, and I only ever saw it as an adult, so it's not as, you know, like burned into my memory nostalgia-wise. Jessica says, I tried crocheting a few months ago, and it was difficult at first to get used to the motion, but I think I have the hang of it. Excited to start creations. Or make fun creation, sorry. The thing that I found with crocheting, and I'm sure it's the same for knitting, is I started as a kid. My mom showed me how to crochet very young, and then when I picked it back up, it was literally like riding a bike. I know it's cliche, but it seriously just, it came right back to my hands. So it felt really good to have something pay off in that way, I guess. And I tried teaching Anthony because he was like, oh, I want to do something with my hands. I think that'd be really fun. So he started crocheting and I gave him some yarn and I think, yeah, I had like a bunch of needles. So I gave him one too. And he had fun with it, but it was a lot more challenging than I assumed. I think because I had that background, like getting into the rhythm and feel of it, it just came back and felt so natural. I even see people, it's funny, but like, you know how TikTok just like, you know, harvests your data so that you, it knows everything about you. Well, I open it up one day and it's giving me crochet talk. And one of the things that people were complaining about is when they're doing a certain crochet pattern, like half double crochet is one of them, and then they're like, and then go back to a simple like single crochet, and they were having a hard time. And I'm like, I think it's the way I hold my hands. It makes it very easy no matter what I'm doing. And so I just want to thank my mother for giving me the really solid technique to fall back on and never have a hard time regardless of what crochet pattern I'm doing. It's nice, is real nice. Also, thank you, shout out to the massive YouTube community that just gives free advice wherever you want it, because I've only really relearned how to crochet, like the actual knots and loops and yarn over, pull through, all that kind of stuff, just from YouTube videos. That's all I needed was hook, yarn, videos. It was awesome. And there's just so much advice out there. If you need to know anything, it's out there, man. Oh my gosh, yes. Kendall says, Sleeping Beauty is where she has to stay away from the yarn spinning things. Words escape my brain today. I also used to do the 4-finger knitting things during camp a lot. It's a good fidget toy. Just knit on your fingers. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that. Girls Camp taught me many random crafts. Yes, YouTube free advice. Jessica says, YouTube is great for random how-tos. Yes. Well, and very specific ones. Case in point, streaming, man. I would not be streaming today if not for all the people on YouTube who give just free information about how to do it. By the way, James and I watched Bee and Puppy Cat's first episode that's on Netflix right before this, so I'm feeling very inspired by the amazing art of it. I kind of want... I love that art style, so I want to like chonkify this a little bit, because I feel like part of their character design that's so appealing is the chonkification. They just simplify in such a great way and make everything like very thick and round. To me, I was telling James, I was like, it looks like Steven Universe meets Ghibli, and he was like, I think that the YouTube version of Bee and Puppy Cat was out before Steven Universe. Pretty crazy. I don't know the timing of all that, but my chair keeps sinking down, so I'm gonna pop it back up. There we go. Oh, Taylor says, I just finished Bee and Puppy Cat. No spoilers, but I love it. It's so charming. In the very first episode, you're just like, oh my gosh, so cute. So beautiful. Like, it's genuinely just gorgeous. I pressed the wrong button again. Every time I press B as a shortcut for brush, it brings me to the vector brushes. I'm not sure exactly how I want her to look, but just cute. It's all experimental and all about exploration. Experimental exploration, the good old XX. I think the chunkification of Bee and Puppy Cat comes down to proportion a lot of the time. Because Bee is like... I feel like her body was like, here's the upper part, and then her lower part was kind of like this, but her legs start so high up. I think, but I'm not an expert, obviously. And she has the cutest little, what do you call it? Like apron where it looks like a cat. Oh my god. Something like that. I love it. Okay, so. Candle says BRB. Not to bring the topic to AI, but somebody made a machine learning crochet AI and the patterns are hilarious. We'll post on Discord. Interesting. I mean, is it actually crocheting the things or it's making up the patterns? That's definitely one of those things that, like, if they were to make patterns for people to use, I would be interested in what those would look like. But if it's just a machine doing the crochet, I mean, that's pretty much like any industrialized clothing, right? There's industrialized weaving and knitting and all that jazz. Okay, I'm focusing too much. Let's do... some heavy bangs. Kind of want her to have like earrings of some sort. Candy earrings, you know? You know? What if on the hat, is that too sombrero-like? Candy witch. Got candy for days. Maybe she's holding a little, like, you know, the pumpkin pails that we all had as kids? Just overflowing with candy. Brittany Penn, what's up? Saying hello, cute witches. I was just trying to design some witches the other day, too. Yes! Oh my gosh. Everybody should draw witches. They're just so fun. But also, yeah, this is, by the way, Month of Magic is what I'm calling my monthly prompt that I'm going to be following, which is just the idea of drawing magical things every day for a month. Again, I'm not sure what the final form will take. I might make these traditional, but I really just wanted to explore some of the ideas that I had rattling around in my head, which included Candy Witch and Wizard Dude. The fun with Wizard is truly just pattern making on the cloak and everything, which I just did a traditional piece. You'll see that soon as well. That has a border around the edge, and I did like a little bit of plant patterning in it, and I just had so much fun. I just love adding that. Why are you no worky escape? Weird. Just stopped working. It's not erasing. Why you not? Oh wait. Okay, so you know how we use the tilde key to turn our brush into an eraser? I was hitting the escape key instead of the tilde key, and I was thinking, why isn't it working? You're not working, Anna. Ooh, it's true. Anyways, massive inspiration from like old school wizardry cloak kind of things. I recently just saw the thumbnail pop up again for an old Rachel Maxey video, which is turning or like making the costume of like a 1920s moth Halloween costume. It was amazing looking, where it's just like, oh, it's drapery, right? And then you put your arms out and it's just full moth wings, and it's like, oh, up. But I think I have an old vestige of something from years past. Where is it? Social media is Pinterest. There we go. I think I have a Pinterest board of witchy things. Here, look at my Pinterest board right now. It's like 90% crocheted things. Of course it is. So many good stuffs. Look at that little mountain. Oh, I love it. So many crochet projects that I would love to do. I still haven't bought a pattern ever. I followed a free one on YouTube, and now I'm making one up for the tank top. Look at these. Oh, I love that. That's so freaking cute. Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Anyways, what we're here for is I'm gonna look at. I think I have a witch one. Yeah, witch ref. Boom. Yes. Look at that guy. Look at these outfits. Oh my gosh, why can't we look like this? Why can't we have stuff like that? I want to look like it. So I don't have much in here, but the fun thing of Pinterest is just falling down rabbit holes. So if you're looking at this, you can scroll down and find like other fun stuff. I mean, look at that guy. Look at that stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think his collection's complete? I mean, come on! Ooh, I love the fringe. I'm like gardening wizard. Oh, come on, come on. Oh my gosh. Speaking of being Peppy Cat, it's got the same energy. I love art so much, you guys. If you're not excited looking at this, I don't know who you are or what you're doing or where you're from or where you're going. I don't know anything. Let's see. Brittany says, hello, cute witches. Was trying to just... Kendall says, my friend and I abandoned our witchy sport graphic novel, but I have our mood boards and ideas I want to do something with. Please do something with that. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Brittany says, bring capes back. Agreed. Anthony Jackson in the chat. What's up, Anthony? How are you? Oh, and also, we're being simulcast to Adobe Live. Hello, Adobe Live. Thanks for being here. We're drawing witches and wizards. Witches and wizards. Martha says, you can look like that. You can crochet a cape. You can crochet a cape. Everyone, did you know you could crochet a cape? I think you can. Kendall says, OMG, there's a bot-generated prompt list from the same crochet site I shared on Discord, and I want to draw Unicorn Cobra from the list. Okay, do it. Annika! Annika, welcome! Saying, OMG, hi, Anna. This is such a cute drawing. Hey, we just started. It's gonna get cuter from here. Joel Ma says, hello, Anna. Hello. I hope I'm saying your name correctly, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anthony Jackson says, I adore live. Right on time. Yeah, Adobe Live knows. Joel Ma says, I am Pernambuco, Brazil. Ooh, is that a place in Brazil? Obrigado. That's what we know. But thank you so much for joining us. It's lovely to see y'all. Okay, so what I'm going to do. Interesting. Sorry, if you press B twice, then it goes between the vector and the raster. Do you see that on the left? What? Interesting. So I just need to get in the habit of pressing brush twice. Or B twice, I suppose. And then E gets you to eraser. Or wait, does it? Alright, I'm gonna go E, and then I'm gonna go B. Oh, okay! It goes automatically to the other one, so as long as I don't press it twice now. If I just do E and B, then it goes between them. Cool, cool, cool. I'm not sure how tall I want her. I think kind of shorty. Short queen! Cute! Okay, she's adorable. Oh man, I kind of want her to have like a little peplum hem thing here, like a little, is it lettuce hem? Fashion terms that I don't know. And then yeah, we were gonna make this a little jack-o'-lantern style holder for candy. What do they call those? A pail? Like a lunch pail? What did you guys use to carry? I did it. I did the thing. What did you guys use to carry your candy on Halloween? At first, I was all about these decorative pails, but then I figured out that like they don't hold that much. And so I graduated to using a, what do you call it? Pillowcase. What do you think a pillowcase is? Tell me below. Golly, I keep on doing the wrong thing. Beep, beep. Okay. And then we got candy, 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 candy. Ever-flowing candy. Candy camouflage. Oh my gosh, are we gonna watch Over the Garden Wall again this year? Yes, we are. Everybody watch your Over the Garden Wall. It's mandatory. Anthony Jackson says, is spooky season starting early? Are you crazy? September is spooky season. Thoroughly spooky season. Alex says, I love the candy and the hair. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be so cute with like pops of color in there too. Brittany says, pumpkin bucket? That's what we call it. It's a good old pumpkin bucket. Pum butt. For short. Taylor says, yeah, we used pillowcases. We had a big neighborhood. Oh man, was yours one that got the big candy, or was it the tiny teeny candies and then sometimes like a random something? I think the weirdest thing I got was like corn balls. Have you ever seen those? They're like in packaging, but they're like caramel corn in a ball, but you try biting into that thing and you'll break a tooth, man. It's crazy. Kendall says, I would just go to 2 houses and have a full bag because we're spread out. Oh, that's awesome. I love the houses that recognize like, oh yeah, we don't have many kids, so you're gonna get like half the bowl. Oh man. Oh, Jolna says it's already night here, so good night everybody. Good night. Have a great sleep. Thanks for joining. Anthony says, my candy buckets change every year, from the pails to paper bags to plastic bags to big decorative tote bags. Oh yeah. Kendall says, one house in particular is about 50 yards up a steep hill and no one but us would go, so we would get the whole thing because no one else was coming. That's amazing. Jolma, don't apologize. You have a great sleep. Thanks for being here. It's all good. But yeah, that is the dream, Kendall, to be the only kids, basically. We lived in a very like residential neighborhood area with tons of kids, so never had that opportunity. But I remember one time going to my friend's like party. He had like a Halloween party going on. Oh man, there are so many good and bad memories from that Halloween party. I was dressed as an angel. Was I? Yeah, I was the angel, and then the other kid was the devil. And I remember using our pillowcases full of candy to kind of battle each other because he, I don't know, wanted to fight. And so I was just kind of like, wah, swinging wildly in the yard and spinning around and stuff. And he held out his plastic scythe thing, I think, right? Or no, it was a pitchfork because he's devil. So he held out his scythe to kind of block my candy, and my candy just blew through. Not scythe, why do I keep saying that? His pitchfork. And it just blew through it because it's like a plastic tube. It's not going to hold up to anything. And it like cracked and bent. It still would go straight, but it had like a definite bend in it, like a weak point. And he got so mad at me for that. And he said, I'm going to make sure that your parents have to pay me. It's like, I'm gonna. I was like, we don't have money for that. I was so afraid that this kid was seriously gonna be like, she broke my costume and it's like $1 million. So, and it wasn't $1 million. It was like one of those Spirit Halloween things. But anyways, it was just, it made me so stressed as a little kid. I was like, oh no, oh no. Also, right when I woke up, what? I walked into the party. So the guy who was throwing it, he was a good friend of mine. And this was like elementary school, just for context. Anyways, so I walk in, maybe it was early middle school, because he asked me, we're having a debate between him and the kids who had already showed up. So I need your opinion to break the the two battling sides. I was the deciding factor. And he said, is it okay for us to play Nelly at a party? And my brain, being a kid, I was like, Nelly Furtado. And I was like, of course, I'm like a bird, I want to fly away. So I was like, yeah, go play some Nelly. And then he puts on Nelly the rapper, and I was like, oh, this isn't Nelly Furtado. Meh. So I gave an opinion that was the deciding one on something I had no idea about. And I hadn't heard, and since haven't heard any Nelly songs, but I've heard plenty of Nelly Furtado. Make you glow, 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 go. How far can you go? Anyways, stories from Halloween parties. Oh my gosh, I actually have a lot of Halloween party stories. They're coming back to me now. An even earlier party was going to my friend's house who had very involved parents. Like, her parents loved her so much, and I love that about them. They were also the dad was my soccer coach and also assistant soccer coach for like 5 years or something, so I loved that whole family. Anyway, so what they did is they went all out for this Halloween party of like maybe 5 kids were there. But what they did was they set up like a bunch of different games. So there was one where we would close our eyes and put our hands into bowls of things and try to like guess what they were. And they were supposed to be spooky things where it was like they peeled a bunch of grapes. I don't know how they peeled a bunch of grapes so well, but they did. And then we would put our hands in there and we were like, ew, it's like eyeballs. And they're like, yes, this is the newt's eyes for the potion. And then there was like spaghetti noodles, and they were like, these are the worms and stuff like that. And so we were just like, ew, oh, freaking out. And then later there was a mummy wrapping contest. So it was that you would have one kid be the kid, and then 2 others would wrap them up in toilet paper as fast as you possibly can, and then there's another set of all those kids, and so it's like, you know, racing against each other. That was the worst explanation of it ever, but you can imagine, you wrap a kid up in toilet paper, they come out, they're a mummy, ooh. And it was so much fun. Man, I loved that party. I want to do that for a kid someday. That would be awesome. But it probably took a lot of prep, and there was more stuff than that. There was just so much going on. Good for them. Good for them. Okay, anyways, we should draw. And also, you guys. You guys! Kendall says we got full-size bars these days since they usually come in 1 or 2 groups totally for the night. Oh man, that's awesome. Anthony Jackson says Devil versus Angel, a Halloween showdown. Yeah, that's right. Brittany says gotta owe the demon his pitchfork. Such an Angel thing to do, like, oh no, I broke your pitchfork, I'm so sorry. But I seriously avoided the kid for the rest of the night. I was like, I'm not paying for that, I gotta go. It was an accident, okay? I'm sorry. Jolma says, Anna, there's an Asian TV series set, quote, It's Okay Not to Be Normal, where there are stories that seem to be from or for children. The images are inspiring for fairies and witches themes. I highly recommend. That's awesome. I love it. Kendall says it's okay not to be okay. That's one of my favorite K-dramas ever. That's awesome. Oh, I'll have to look into that. You guys should remind me on the Discord to look that up because that sounds amazing. Okay, so we've got Candy Witch. What are you guys' favorite candies? Let's see. I like chocolate of any kind, obviously, but I'm kind of boring in that way. I'm thinking maybe like it'll be like a bow style thing right here. So it'll be kind of like a wrapper coming out. I don't know, I'm not sure. And then maybe like a little bow thing. I think I want her to have no sleeves. And then obviously just candy galore in the hair. This is just like placement. Anything else we can think of for, oh, what she rides maybe? She could like be holding it over here. I also had the idea for a skating witch where she rides her, what do you call it? Let's just draw it. Baby. This is unnecessary. Delete. Yeah. So like she's got the like a, oh yeah, radical man. Something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe she's gotta hold it. Oh, it's like she's doing an ollie or something. Like you grab the end of the board. Oh man. Anthony Jackson says, has anyone here tried nerd clusters? Clusters. I remember nerd rope being very popular. I think that was my little brother's favorite back in the day. Alessandra says, what are you making today, Anna? I am making sketches that are based on the idea of a magical month, which is a drawing prompt kind of thing that I want to give myself. So basically just making anything magical. And all I'm doing is really exploring ideas right now. So that's the idea. Awkward neck. Radical dude. Not exactly sure how that pose would do. I think that it would probably really benefit to like look up some posing. But anyways, that's an idea. So we're exploring ideas, you know? I want this guy to have a real good big nose. Ooh, like a warlock kind of ear. I would like that, please, and thank you very much. Yeah, good stuff. Sorry, this is probably really small on your screen. I'm working pretty big on my Cintiq. It's always a weird thing to draw here and like know that you guys are seeing it probably like when it's like in my world. But I'll do it. I'll just draw with the whole gesture of my arm, you know? Taylor says, I did try them. They're basically Nerds Rope cut up. Interesting. Okay. Anthony Jackson says it's the goo of Nerds Rope and the pieces of Nerds candy in little clusters. So basically you just don't need to like bite through the Nerds Rope. I wonder if that's actually better or worse. Because I think that some of the satisfaction is biting through the rope. But, you know, to each their own. What do you think, Anthony Jackson? Do you like them better or worse? Gotta have some glasses, obviously. What? I'm thinking of maybe like a big star on the back. Well, that looks like a Christmas tree. When you're drawing a star and it turns into a Christmas tree. Ain't that just the way? Just implying some like, oh, here's detail. My favorite kind of detail, implied. Anthony Jackson says, I like them the same. Ropes clusters, they're all the same, just different ways to enjoy them. I see how it is. I see how it is. The diplomatic answer, eh? You know that Big Nerds is watching. Hello? Sorry, you guys are gonna get to hear the outside today because my windows are open. Wow. Wow. Still going. Man, I love a good beard so much. I hope that James grows a big poofy beard when he's an old man. Joel Ma says, great project, congratulations. Bye everybody, bye. Thanks for being here. See ya. See ya later, alligator. In a wild crocodile. Yeah, like a little birthday party hat. Got a little heart. Cause he's just a cute guy. Cute guy. This is the very friendly wizard. Who always has angry eyebrows, just like Puppy Cat. So good. Hello? It's still going out there. Not sure about everything here, just trying stuff out. You know. What if it was like a... Needs multiple. Yeah, like that? Maybe. Fancy dancy. Anthony says that there is no democracy upon candy. I think people just eat what they want to eat, right? I like Kit Kat, Twix, Reese's sometimes. A good M&M. Honestly, like if you ever get a McFlurry with M&Ms in it, sometimes it just hits the spot. That crunchy little bit of chocolate and candy. So good. What is your favorite kind of McFlurry? That's the really big question. Because those are basically like, some of them are candy, some of them are cookie because there's Oreo and everything. But they got Reese's, they got M&Ms. All that good stuff. Kind of like that. I'm kind of thinking of it like a card on his back. Like that's the pattern idea. Alex, without hesitation, says Oreo. Nothing beats a little classic M&M, but Oreo apparently does. Anthony says, I've never had a McFlurry. Anthony Jackson, what are you doing with your life? Okay, next time that you need a little treat, a little pick me up, a little something, something, go get a McFlurry, because seriously, you need to experience it at some point. Alex says, okay, but Oreo isn't a candy. Agreed, agreed. Oreo is not a candy. However, if you're thinking in the range of McFlurries, it's against M&M. Just saying, just saying. Man, I love it when they really load it with stuff though. Like, oh, they are a generous McFlurry maker. If they give you like 5 Oreos for like this little cup. Ugh. Or I don't know how many they actually take. I'm guessing it would be something like 8 would feel like a lot. That'd be like a lot of Oreo. But I'm so down for it. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking of Oreo in particular because I just got Oreos for James and I. This is a very rare occurrence because we will eat all of them, and it's, you know, that's what the intention is when you buy food. But I'm just saying, like, it's a dangerous thing to have around often. So this is the first time probably in a few years we've gotten Oreos. And it was just because I was putting in an order for something that we actually needed in the food department. And then I was like, and a little something for Jamesy. And yes, for me, I guess. But Oreos are his favorite thing, like, in the world, so. Is that weird? No, it's okay. I think we'll use that, like, curve to a point kind of motif throughout this. That's the goal, at least. Excusez-moi, mon ami. And then we could have, like, more little, you know, that sound. Oh, I have it a hiccup. Oh no. Oh no. Aaron, what's up? How are you? Alex says, or at Sonic you can get a cookie dough blast. Ugh. Is that a good ugh or a bad ugh? I'm guessing it's good if you're mentioning it. I've only been to Sonic, I think, once. And I got the, like, slushy because I always heard it was really, really good. Cookie dough blast. Okay, it's on my list. Aaron says, hi, how are you? Oh, I'm very good. I am drawing witches and wizards for Magic Month. My self-imposed labor. Alex says it's good ugh. Good ugh is good ugh. She's got 3 arms. Don't worry about it. Cutie. Oh my gosh, I love him. He's so bombastic with all these patterns. It's just like, oh yeah, casually wearing everything. Oh man. Aaron says, glad to hear you're good. Thank you. I'm glad to have you here and hear that you're good. Okay, so we've got some ideas out. I'm kind of trying to brainstorm whether I want to do this traditionally or digitally. I'm tending towards traditional just because I really get excited about it more and more lately. Like, when I'm thinking about what I want to do, it's definitely all about that traditional life, I gotta say. Okay, let's see here. Ooh. I really want to do a wizard with, like, braided beard goodness. So kind of dwarves meet wizard. I'm into it. We're gonna make real chonk eyebrows. Real long nose. I want it to be longer. Oh, I'm older than the hills. Yes. And then just the longest of beards. And then the hat, obviously, you gotta have the hat. And big ears. Oh yes, good. Good. The big ears and I think the long beard kind of remind me of the character from Secret of... Is that Song of the Sea or Secret of Kells? One of them has a very long bearded man. You know what I mean if you've seen him. Oh, Aaron says, what brushes do you use for your drawings? Right now I'm just using the pencil brush in Fresco. This is like the basic brush that you get when you start in Fresco. And it is awesome, I have to say. I love a good pencil brush. And this one is perfect because this is it, like when the pen is perpendicular to the screen, it gets kind of the sharper point. And then if you go a little bit more parallel, you get that goodness. Oh. And then you can erase out with the same texture, and it's just like, oh my god. Oh my god. It's so good. It's very nice to finagle things where it's just like, oh yeah, you want some like shading, you can have it real. Just like, oh, so good. So good. I love it. Anyways. Brittany says, Song of the Sea has the old spirit with the infinitely long beard. That's what I'm thinking. So it's Song of the Sea. Thank you, Brittany. Martha says, what's your favorite Photoshop pencil for sketching? I think currently it's the Carbonara New. I also have Photoshop open, so I can actually show you that. Here, let's save this and we can open it in Photoshop real quick. Ah, there you go. You guys can see me concepting out my tank top. All right, so the pencils, or sorry, brushes in Photoshop. Usually I use Carbonara New. Whoops, that's the wrong color. That's that horse of a different color you've heard tell about. So let's do it side to side. So this is perpendicular to the screen, much more black. And then I'm going a little more parallel, and it gets that. Like lighter texture. So there's very big difference, but honestly they kind of feel like, I don't know, brush cousins to each other. Oh, Erin says, I like your drawing. Thank you. That's very nice. There's also Concept Pencil, which I think, is that a Kyle one, or is that, I think that might be a Shauna brush. Concept Pencil. There's also Animator Pencil. It's got somewhat of a change to the side, but not as dramatic. And it's got kind of like a chisel tip, which means that it's kind of a little flatter. Yeah, there are so many different cool brushes, but I usually just find my faves and stick to them, honestly. Okay, so this guy. And it's funny how much the brushes kind of inform how you draw sometimes, because with this one it makes me want to do much more like heavy shadowing, where it's like, oh yeah, chunk out that shadow, kind of Mignola style, where everything becomes a little bit more strongly graphic rather than being this kind of more subtle explorative mark making of the Fresco brush. You know how it do be. Doobie doobie doo. Where are you? We got some work to do now. I don't know why. Just this person needs a bouffon. You're not fooling me, cause I can see the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery to solve. It Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't hold back. Welcome to the stream where we sing Scooby-Doo songs and draw nonsense. Yeah. Cutie. Cutie alert. We got a cutie alert. I really don't know where I'm going with this, but it felt like it needed to be done. So. A little like sweater vest. Anybody? Bueller? Anyways. Okay, so I'm gonna hop back into Fresco because I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this. Gotta admit right now. I'm feeling this. F. There we go. A beep. And then it automatically saves, and we can open up in Fresco, baby. Martha says, thanks for sharing your brushes. No problem. Yeah, anytime you have any questions, just let me know. Brittany says cartoon karaoke stream. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'd be down. Kendall says, lol, I used the same Bueller reference earlier today. Classic. If you're not Ferris Buellering, what are you doing? Truly. Oh man, yeah. We actually James has never or had never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off until the other day when we played it while just drawing and stuff at night, and that was his first time. What a concept, having never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Kind of want her to have like a little round nose. You little cutie. Cute as a bug. Boop. Should she have freckles? Oh, yes, she should. She has no eyebrows because they're underneath the bangs. Maybe there's like a little hint of one right there. Oh, yeah. We're gonna do Beardo over here. I don't think I like that. Let's do like thicker at the bottom side braids. Everything's thicker at the bottom. Imagine having like thick, luxurious hair, head-like hair for a beard. Crazy. I imagine a lot of like, Gandalf and movie wizards have to have like beard wigs. I don't think anybody can grow those beards. Kendall says same brain. You know? Got that same brain. Sure, that's how it ends. And then in the center, usually, I mean, it depends on the person's hair makeup and everything. Sometimes there's like a gap, but I don't think so with him. I think it goes from right out underneath the lip. Let's say it goes like into kind of ponytail situation here. And then out into 3 braids. The Holy Trinity, That's what he calls it, at least. And I imagine as he walks, these kind of like wobble to and fro. Tie him in a knot, tie him in a bow. Throw him over your shoulder like a continental soldier. Truly. These guys will have like a few different little beaded areas and spots and things. At least this is what I'm thinking. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Let me know if I'm crazy. I feel like a lot of design things like this, like, oh yeah, let's make crazy beards or whatever. It probably exists somewhere. A lot of really cool braiding techniques have already been done in concept design. Like I'm thinking Alloy from Horizon Zero Dawn has some awesome braiding action. So there's plenty of reference out there, but this is just going off the top of my dome at the moment. There we go. Look at that. It's monkey paws time, but I am out of water and I feel like I should go grab some. So maybe I will go grab some real quick. We'll save our file and you guys should take a little break, just 5-second break. I'll come back with water and then we'll do monkey paws. Sound good? Sound good. All right, I'll be right back. Whoop. Ah, water is so good. Okay. So let's do some monkey paws. Ooh, ooh, ah. So if you're new here, monkey paws is a hand stretch that we like to do together. So I'll give you the instructions. You just follow along. So to start, we put our arms straight out in front of ourselves, fingers to the sky, palms away, and then we curl our fingers into what we call a monkey paw. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Good job. Good job. Second pose, we put our fingers to the ground, palms towards ourselves, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Good job. And then we put our palms away from us, fingers to the ground, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. And then fourth pose, we put our fingers to the sky, palms towards ourselves, and then curl them in. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Great job, great job. Kendall says, ooh, ah. I like your shorthand. So we repeat these poses holding for about a second each, around 10 times, so that we get a nice stretch in our wrists and our tendons. And this is to prevent carpal tunnel syndrome and arthritis and symptoms of those things. So definitely remember to take care of yourself in any way you can. We can also close our eyes to give ourselves a nice break from the screens that we're looking at, because man, that can wear on your eyes. Also remember to look into the distance whenever you can. Maybe take a break every like 20 minutes or so to just stand up and stretch a little bit, because we're not made for sitting. I mean, sometimes we sit, but I'm just saying, like, a lot of the careers that we have chosen keep us sitting for far too long. Thinking about that today, and I'm like, oh man, my legs. Gotta like do some squats every few seconds, I feel like, to not feel like I'm just stagnating in my chair all day. But that's what happens. Dean says she's an Adobe AI robot. It's all part of the Matrix. Yeah, you never know, you know? Oh, meow. Meow. That was the deja vu. You're welcome. I'm the black cat that haunts your nightmares. Anyways, ooh, ah. Dean says she's breaking. You never know what will break me. Okay, one day I'll just... Alright, so once we're done with our monkey paws, we're just gonna gently shake out our hands to loosen them back up. I also like to do some shoulder rolls to loosen those up. And then we do some neck stretches, so putting one ear as high as you can on one side. And then flipping over to the other side. Dean says they're in graphic design class right now. Pay attention to your studies. But that's awesome. I'm glad that you're in graphic design class, because that sounds fun. What y'all designing? Brittany says, ee. What kind of pause you doing? Okay, and then we're gonna look as far as is comfortable to the side. And then look over to the other side. And back again. One more time. Woo! We did it! Oh, now I'm a little bit hot. Gotta put up my hair. My hair! Whenever I do this, okay, I have to take these off. So whenever I do, like, put my hair back, but I'm wearing the headphones, whenever I take off my headphones, it pulls out a bunch of hair, and I'm just like, that was dumb. Boop. Okay. Maybe you need to take off this beautiful sweater that I made. The pumpkin sweater. It's too powerful. Okay, so. No, it's just because I'm exerting too much energy. I just need to chill. I hate this song. Beep. Okay. Let's get back to it. Canadian Pulse on YouTube. Hello, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Let's go back to our sketch. All right, so if I'm thinking, let's see, I'll take my Candy Witch and just kind of ideate how I would want to finish her. So digitally or traditionally. I'm trying to think of something that I could do fairly easily in a day. So something that won't take a ton of time for my other things that I'm working on. So if I were to do this traditionally, I would totally just use this as a light table, put some like watercolor paper over it, and then draw on top. But what I'm thinking is maybe I want to add some kind of other element this year. One thing I do really love is if you're doing ink, you can use one other color to really, use it as an accent color to bring some emphasis. Maybe even 2 colors. Whoa, if you're feeling crazy. So I'm trying to think of what would be really lovely with that. Oh, let me bring up a really great example of one of the Inktober series that I love a lot. Let's see if Loish... Hey, stop yelling outside. Shush, shush. Loish, Inktober. Yes. Okay, check this out. So I believe what she did, maybe she shows it here. It looks like a pink marker underneath the ink. I was thinking it would be like a pink sketch kind of thing underneath, but I think that, oh yeah, it looks like some of them are pencil sketch underneath and then doing the ink over top. I think that's a really beautiful example of how to do ink stuff. There are obviously 5 million ways you can do it, but this is one that I love. Also, I should have mentioned that the alloy braids that I was thinking of as an example of really great braiding, also done by Loish. Or at least concepted out partially by Loish. So, taking this into consideration, should I do one color as like a sketch, and then hardcore ink, or should I do a wash? It looks like sometimes she does washes, or grayscale marker, that kind of thing. I also love seeing with this particular image over here like little sketch tests of a lot of the medium. I think that's something that you don't always see with a piece of artwork, that there's an off part where they're just testing how the layering will look and all the effects that they want to make with the final artwork, but don't get necessarily usually shown off with the final artwork. I'm trying to think if I have a sketchbook that I could do this kind of thing with, where it's like, oh yeah, a page every day. That would be interesting. By the way, I wanted to mention, I highly recommend, if there is a monthly challenge like this, to not wait until the day for every single picture. I think it's really important to have some done before the month starts, just so that you don't have this mad rush on days that you really cannot fit it in, because that's going to happen, and I don't want anybody to be stressed out about this. This is really about trying to make you feel more creatively challenge than like time challenge, you know? That's the idea, at least. Okay, off comes the sweater. Sweat witch. That's me. So if I'm doing ink, I'm gonna treat this layer as a sketch and see what I would like make it look like in ink. So first I'm gonna lower the opacity. Maybe we even pop a color in here as if I did it with like a orange colored pencil, let's say, because I have one of those. Boop. Something like that. All right, and then we could go in and use an ink brush. Don't really have any of those that I've said are like my favorite, so let's go in there. There's a specific section for inking. Ooh, brush pen gritty. That's cool. What kind of tools do I have? I usually use a brush with my ink. Whoa, grungy. Natural? I think I want something a little bit more chunky. Ooh, maybe Sumi. Yeah, I think Sumi. No, it's a little bit too gritty. Thick to thin. Too clean. Sorry, this is exactly what I go through every time. Alright, I think this is good. Comics nib. Okay. So I would go in with my ink. I'm pretending that this is like traditional on paper. And I would block out certain areas to keep them really black like we were talking about earlier. When you're dealing with something that's like really intense, like black ink, and it's like not very forgiving, one of the things that's super important is whether you're doing a line or a broken line. So broken lines can tell you a lot about the material or, you know, part of the picture that you're rendering or whatever. So say like I do a smile like that versus I do a smile like that. It's just this like delicate little difference in between. With hair especially, I want to make sure that I am not using the same distance between things all the time. So like these shapes being a little bit thinner to thicker, that kind of stuff. So it's not just 1, 2, 3, the same size all the way across. This is still obviously like just a digital sketch, so I'm not going to be doing it perfectly. Maybe I'll have some like, yeah, like striations, like the hair is coming back into a bundle. Brittany says, I like how thin you made the fat shapes, or the hat shapes. Thin little hat shapes, yes. I think I maybe get tripped up on the hat brims being big ovals and take up space. Oh yeah, it's a graphic element more than it needs to be like realistic, I'd say. So play with that. Sometimes you really like that big fat shape, and then sometimes you can just have it little slices. All depends on perspective. And the perspective should always serve your design. Tom says, hi, hello, welcome to the stream. How are you? Let's do the braids like that. I'm not quite sure about how I want to handle all of her. So I should get into the stuff that I'm not so sure about rather than the stuff that I'm pretty positive about. Some stuff is just like second nature after a while. I would encourage you to get into the challenging stuff so that you're not just wasting time, especially in a explorative stage like I'm in. I already know how I handle a lot of this stuff, but stuff that I don't know is like the transition from this back braid. Should I make it completely dark? That kind of stuff. And then I could have like the candy be floating in the darkness. I do not know. This is something that's like I said, Mike Mignola is such a great shadow blocker. James, my partner, who's also an artist, has been studying how he blocks out shadow and defines forms with it. And so that kind of stuff I'm trying to learn as well. I want her hair, see, it comes back to design stuff every once in a while. Like I want her hair to dip down a little bit more. So that kind of stuff is really important to figure out before going to the inking stage. So spending a little bit more time in the sketching stage. If you say you really want to do the monthly challenge in the month that it's set in or whatever, like all through October, I would highly recommend doing some prep stuff. Like, oh, I do the sketches in September, and then you could ink them on the day of if you really want to. But especially with the design phase of things, giving it several iterations or chances to like catch mistakes, things like that, it can just help you so much in the long run. Cannot tell you how many times I've caught a mistake at a very late stage. In fact, the other day I was gonna post a piece and I kept on, or no, it wasn't posting, it was printing. I was going to print a piece, which is so much more intense because it's like you could, you know, lose money or ruin the thing or whatever. So I was like, okay, here's the final print file. I'm ready. I'm sending it to the printer. And then right before I click send, I see a mistake. And I'm like, okay, I have time to fix this. I go back in, I fix it, I save it out and all that stuff. And then I find another mistake. It's just like, oh man, I'm glad I'm finding these mistakes because I wouldn't want to find them when I'm holding the print in my hand. But it's still very nerve-rending when you're thinking of like ordering something. Martha says, I learned my lesson in Inktober. I waited. That is a good idea. Oh, Martha says, your sketch is so much style and so delicate. Love the chunky braids. Oh, thank you. So delicate. Chunky braids. I don't think she needs a broom. But, you know, we can always hold the right to bring a broom back. Bring it back. I definitely want to have some overlaps of hair where it's like, okay, this goes behind this, this goes behind this. That's a little bit harder to get in traditional drawing, like cutting out of the darkness like that. I would have to commit to having only black and white, or at least in these sections, because the way I would cut in is with like, say, a white gel pen or something like that. And so I would need to not have it be like, oh, it's a gray background and then suddenly a white gel pen is used on top of it. So just thinking about those kind of things can save you some headache if you think about them beforehand. Anthony Jackson says, I finally finished all of my work for today. Time to celebrate. Whoop whoop. You know how you should celebrate, Anthony Jackson? Go get a McFlurry. First time. No time like the present. You should do it. Alright. Here's an arm. I don't know if we even need that gap. I don't know. I don't know. No, I think we're good without it. I think we definitely nailed the bee and puppy catness of the form, which is excellent. That's all I ever wanted, really. Ooh, long fingers. They call her long fingers. Do not know why. And then like under here, ooh, on her legs, gonna have a nice deep shadow. What kind of shoes would she have? Probably like little bows to match her top. And like boots. And like little lettuce hem socks. That's what I'm thinking. To match the dress. Obviously, it's all gotta match. When you're thinking of outfits, it's all gotta go together, right? Something like that. If there's one thing we know about this character, she cute. Brittany says, last night I realized that all year my resume had a dumb mistake, the same graduation years for both my degrees. I sure was busy. Haha. Oh my gosh, you were a busy little bee. Good for you, getting all your work done all at once. But also, good job on resume. It's a test, I think, of the hiring person to be like, did they pay attention? Mm-hmm. If they call you out on it, you'd be like, oh, that was a simple mistake. Because it's not really like you're trying to lie, obviously. So, obviously, it was just incorrect. It's not that you actually graduated in those years or you were trying to make it look like you were. So, simple mistake and explanation. But I think, honestly, that's probably less a mistake than, like, I know that it really bothers people when they're hiring and the grammar is off, where it's like, oh yeah, this isn't spelled correctly or it's said in a clunky way or whatever. I think that grit it grinds gears more, I suppose, than like a date being off. So I think you're in the clear, or at least you would be with me if I were hiring. Cute. Little candy corns in here, you know? This is obviously kind of a stagnant pose, so what we could do is do sketches of characters and then pose them. That is more work for sure. It's like twice as much, at least. So I don't know if I will do that, but it's a thing. I would consider it. Oh yeah, she has an earring over here too. So I might move this. Yeah. Something like that. Cute. Okay, she's cute. Sasha S says hello from Ukraine. Hello. How are you? You having a good day so far? I hope you are. Maybe this whole foot is blacked out too. I wonder. Just curious to see. Yeah, maybe. That could work. Okay. So, by the way, we're just doing a little test here to see what it would look like to render this in ink. I'm trying to think as if I were doing this traditionally. You never know all of it until you know, actually do the thing. But we're just giving it a good college try. Gotta have a drop shadow. Or as we called it in school, shad pow. Okay. Her hat. Also, this doesn't really end in a satisfying way. Something like that, I think, works. It could work! Oh man, it's all a grand experiment. Who knows? Okay, so we've got hat left to do, just the top bit. I'll give a nice, whatever you call that, bow thing. Should have like a bow on the back, don't you think? Oh, hello. Like a little ribbon off the back. How cute. No, actually, how much? Tell me the quantity of cuteness. I'm not sure. Okay, then we got Kendall says so cute. Oh my gosh. That quantity is off the charts. Okay, so here is my rendition of what it would look like. I might actually black out this whole bow. Maybe it's just one. Yeah, I'm not against it. I don't know if I'm for it, but I'm not against it. Okay. So, man, I'm just finicking. Sorry. Can't stop finicking. Won't stop. That's how I would ink it, I think. The other question I have is, should I add a singular color to it? So what I'm gonna do is pop another layer back here, and maybe we do, what materials do I have that I would actually use? Whoops, wrong layer. Let me look through my materials real quick just to see what kind of stuff I would have. I have gouache, I have watercolor, I have acrylic gouache, I have markers, I have crayons, colored pencils. What look do I want to have it have? I did just buy a new big thing of yellow acrylic gouache, but I know I'm going to go through it, so I don't necessarily want to use it all up. Sorry, I just found this old page of watercolor paper. Oh, here. There you go. This is very old, but this is some of the ink, like, experiments that I did. I think when I got a quill. I think that's quill drawing, right? Alex says, bye, Anna. Have a great day. Talk soon. Yes, we will talk soon. See you, Alex. Thanks so much for being here. Alessandra says, I love this. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so... Hey, it's perfect. Look at this. It says, magic. It was like a precursor. I knew this was gonna happen. Okay. Ooh, I still actually have some pre-sized out watercolor papers. Is this a sign that I should do it? I only have 5. I really love having traditional work. It's true. I think I'll do it traditionally. I think this is what it's telling me. And if at any time I feel like doing it digitally, I'm not stuck to it. I don't have to do anything. I have to remind myself of this. And I'll never get this drawing back in the drawer. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm doing it traditionally. I might not do ink. What if I just did paintings? I just did a gouache painting with like colored pencil on top, so I'm feeling kind of like confident in that. But I do want to keep it simple, which is one of the strengths of ink, is it keeps things very minimal in how much you can like go crazy on the rendering and stuff like that. One thing that's also bugging me, I'm wondering if this should go back behind her shoulder more. I can always move Candy, so don't worry about that. Oh yeah, this is a different layer. Whoops. Yeah, I think this works a little bit better. So there's candy witches, there's wizards, there's all sorts of stuff. I think I might just, maybe I'll do an experiment. Maybe I'll do a piece and see what kind of vibe I want to go for. Maybe I'll do like a limited color palette or something. Steinov Brathammer says, who is in the bag? What's in the box? Who's in the bag? I don't know. But yeah, I think that the idea of opening it up to whatever I want it to be is both exciting and also daunting, just because if you can do anything, then it doesn't really give you the same restraints to live by, because that's kind of one of the strengths of having these monthly challenges, is that you're kind of restrained just a little bit. So I'm thinking that I just need to set myself some parameters. So even if you don't see the witch, this candy witch, exactly in this form, maybe she'll be a little bit different once painted traditionally. At least you got to see her like this, digitally. And don't we love her? Alright, I think I'll work on our wizard friend now. Let me select multiple. And also, you guys saw it happen here first, obviously, but this did not take me too long. This was just like a little... So if I wanted to do this every day for a month, all I would need to do is section out this kind of amount of time. Oh, I forgot her strap. Beep. And then I could post it and call it good. And these don't have to be finished to any degree other than what I am comfortable with. Whatever I feel, basically. And that's the same for you guys. If you're doing any of these monthly challenges, like, just remember that there's no pressures except for what you put on yourself. Stein says, sorry, I can see now that it's her hair. Sorry. No, it's all good. She's got quite the hair, so I understand. I also want to just, like, block a little bit more of that out. I feel like that works. And I could totally, like, redesign her hair a little bit as well, just to make it a little bit more, weighty. What do you call it? Like, show the heft of it a little bit more. Design it a little bit more, because it's got some work it could use, but that's fine. Nothing needs to be perfect, especially right now when we're just trying to experiment. Okay, so back to these sketches. We've got... I'm gonna call him the Druid, because I feel like he is one. And I'm gonna try out doing a minimal palette just to see like what that would feel like. So duplicate selection, I'm gonna size them up. Okay, so now I'm pretending that I'm painting with gouache. So I think we can come back here and actually find painting brushes, and he might have some gouache in here. Syrah. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Block stain. Ooh. Oh, whoa. Chunky brush? Yeah, that's kind of good. It might have some color mixing that I don't want. Let's go to my faves and... not the graphite. Let's see. Sketching dry media. Soft chalk, maybe? Nah. Once again, I dive into the world of trying to find the right brush for what I'm going for. Oh no! Alright, back to painting. Oh yeah, I remember really liking the Go-Go brush. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. So, if I'm choosing a limited color palette, I want it to be a really strong palette that I can use for many, many pieces. That would be really fun. So I'm thinking maybe like starting with 3 colors. You guys know I love a good gold. I want these colors to pop against each other. I'm thinking, and this is all just kind of off the top of my head and I can change them at any time. Maybe like a tealy like that. And maybe like a dark brickish red. Maybe instead of the teal, I go for more of like a sage green. These seem to be colors that I love. Maybe the gold becomes a little bit more, a little touch more orangey. That's very fall vibes, especially if the sage green goes a little bit more yellow. And we don't want too many values just because I want this to be a very simple approach. So it's literally like, okay, so we've got ink could be black, or at least I'll give myself the ability to go full black with whatever medium I so choose. Maybe it's pencil on top of the paint or something like that. And then with the main chunks of color, I just lay in the basic groupings of things. And that's kind of what I have to work within. So let's see, if I only have these colors to work with, what would he look like? So going with the darkest areas first, maybe I chunk out like, okay, so I want these borders to be darkest. Maybe these circles. Hello? Again, sorry for the noise. Okay, and then I'm curious about what I'll have to do for his skin and hair. I guess I have to use these colors, so choose one. I'm gonna make his beard green. I'll make his skin yellow and see how that feels, and then maybe I'll flip it. Could also do red skin. Oh, it's right up on his hair. See, this is the limitation where you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this. Oh, it's right up against the other color that's this. I have to remember this is all implied, so I don't need to be clean about it. Just need to zhuzh and get on with my life. Okay, and then I'm gonna keep all the colors on separate layers just to play around. Maybe I want to try out different color palettes. I feel like this is now Christmassy. Hello, Father Christmas. What's up? Alessandra says, OMG, y'all, I'm so nervous. I need to get an injection for my right leg. Oh, man. You can do it. I promise you. I know that it's very nerve-wracking whenever there's medical stuff going on, but if you, at least in my experience, you may have way more experience than me with this, but whenever I'm nervous about something, I tell the person that's doing it, like the nurse or the doctor, and I try to communicate that with them, and usually they're very, very helpful. I remember specifically this one nurse giving me just like so much care and attention while he was drawing my blood, and I was like, okay, so I really don't want to think about this, so like tell me about all your tattoos. And he was just like, well, this one's for this one, this one's for this. And by the time we were done with the conversation, all the blood drawn had like done. It was gone. I never had to concentrate on it for more than a second. Brittany says, I dropped the witch I doodled last week in the Discord. Ooh, I want to see. And I hope, Alessandra, it goes smoothly and you feel better. Same, same, same. So much love for you, Alessandra. I'm so sorry. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I see Martha's work in the paint along. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. Coloring in my farm tiny critters family during stream. This is so cute. Oh my gosh, your little wormy guy. I love the colors going on here. So content, so at peace. And of course your dogs. Your dogs are everything, Martha. Oh man, it's support global worming. More worms, more worms. I love it so much. Oh, Martha, you're so cute. Bottober. Okay, current work. Here we go. Hey, Brittany. Okay, gotta get this up here. There we go. Candy Witch Doodle. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Okay, you've got the chonk factor down. I love it. And the candy corn hat. Come on. I love the little wings too. See, little design touches like this make me so happy. Like, oh yeah, you could just add wings. You could just add horns. You could just add like anything, really. Art has no limits. Thank you so much for sharing, Brittany. That is adorable. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh man. Yeah, Alessandra said it. Ooh, pretty. So pretty. Oh, a paper cut. Okay, let's see if this is working or not. Okay, and then, whoa, that was weird. I want to go in here and just pretend like I did use some kind of like dark. Looks kind of goofy, not gonna lie. Let's see what we feel with some hue set difference. Like, whoa, whoa. Zero, zero. There we go. Got it. Whoa. 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 Okay, yeah. One thing that I think I'm gathering is that analogous is going to be the way to go. Kind of like this. Is that weird? But analogous as in colors that are close to each other on the color wheel usually go together very, very well, and I like painting with them in general. So I'm thinking I like this, but I kind of want to use the two warm colors, like the purple and the red, but then also change the yellow. Oh wait, no, it's the green. The green. There we go. So if I just bring that out and then do another hue set and clip it to it, I can find one that works well with it. Ooh, yeah. I like that. Now that red is really, really strong, so I wonder if I should use it like that. This is what it's all about, though, this experimentation. Merge down. Merge down. Merge down. Alright, now I'm going to use yet another one on the red. Oh, whoops, I did the wrong one. Need a hue set. Clip it. And then I'm going to just play around a little bit. I think I like the red, I just might... maybe I want it darker. There, just slightly less saturated, slightly darker. I think I like that. It also makes me wonder if I should do a wash of some kind. Brittany says the color scheme on your wizard reminds me of the wild colors in NES games. Oh yeah, I like it. And Kyle saying this is neat, sort of Adventure Time vibes. Is this Fresco? Yes, this is desktop Fresco, so it's a little bit different than the iPad version just in feel, but it's totally the same in like the programming of it. But yeah, love me some Fresco. Okay, what I was gonna do is real quick just use some watercolor brushes to get a nice wash in the background and see what that's like. What a color? I wanna try, I think, a yellow. And then in the little gaps, just get that little bit of yellow. I wonder if this is sustainable for 30 pieces. Ooh, it's a lot. Maybe some will be really simple and some will be really extravagant. One year I also did a few pieces. Also, I don't need to do every single day of the month. If I miss a day or like I decide to do one a week even, I'm not mad. Again, it's all about just making yourself inspired. So what I was saying is one year I did a like smaller pieces of paper and I used yellow marker to create kind of this effect of like yellow wash behind it, and then I used ink pens and then white pens on top of it. Oh, there's a hummingbird. Hello. My succulent doesn't have any flowers for you. I'm sorry. I know, I don't have a feeder either. I'm a bad hummingbird neighbor. Anyways, so yes, ink, white pen on top of yellow worked really well. I really liked that. So I'm between what I'm gonna do. I might do one color, I might do a few colors. It's just up to me, I guess. But you know, with that said, I think it's a good time to call it. I loved painting with you guys today. So we have our wizard as one of our paintings. Here, let me group him all up. Select multiple. Beep, beep, beep. There we go. So we've got our wizard painting and we've got our little candy sketch kind of thing, which this is very Inktober looking to me, which nothing wrong with that. I love that. But also I want to imagine if I'm holding these both in my hands as like a traditional piece, which one feels like I like it more. That's kind of the goal. I think I like this one better, but I think it could just be a bias because it's got more stuff going on. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, I will find my way, and this might be a little bit of a journey in September here just to explore some ideas. Maybe I wait until October and I do some of this stuff with you. Who knows? But I will be here every Wednesday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific. I hope that you guys join along. Thank you so much for being here with us. It has been a hoot and a holler. Kendall's doing link time. Thank you, Kendall. Brittany says, both great designs. Thank you. D. Ross says, your drawings feel pretty lovely. Great. Oh, that's really nice. Oh, man. But yeah, that's Alessandra says, "Oh, leaving already." Yeah, I'm a bit tired. It's all good. It's one of those things where like I have to feel it out now. Just feel when I feel it. And I feel like I've come to a good understanding of some of the things that I came in not knowing at the beginning of the stream. So that's really good vibe. Jessica says, "Thanks for bringing the early spoopy vibes." Oh, it's not early at all. It's been spoopy for a while, friends. But yeah, I hope you guys have a really good spoopy time. Just to let you know, and I'm not even just typing this up, but I did just order stickers for this month's Patreon drop, which if you don't know, I have Patreon where in one tier you can see a behind the scenes, and a lot of the sketch stuff that I was talking about earlier, like that sketchbook tour, will just be Patreon only, and some behind the scenes stuff and wallpapers. But then there's also the more expensive tier where you get a postcard and a sticker every single month in a hand-painted envelope. And the sticker that I got this month is very spoopy fun times. It's gonna have sparkles. It's gonna have flames. It's awesome. I am very excited about it. So anyways, I will see you guys later. Yeah, see, Jessica says, never mind. Yes, it's almost October. Ah. See, that's the thing is October jumps up out of nowhere, and then you suddenly only have a month to celebrate spoopy stuff. Like, a month is not enough time. So we have to start in September and maybe carry it through to November. I mean, who knows? Just follow your vibe. But that being said, I hope that you guys are having a lovely day and have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Until next time, get vaccinated, get boosted. Hey, boosters, I need to schedule mine right now because people are already getting boosted, and I'm like, I want it. And be kind to yourself and to others, and remember that you are loved. I'll see you later. Bye. Brittany says pumpkins faux life. Agreed. Kendall says I need to get a booster too. All right, let's book it right now. Alessandra says my coworker already decorated his house for Halloween. That is amazing. I wish I could decorate my house for Halloween. I'm trying to save money though. Oh yeah, this is the after party. Remember to check out other streamers here on Behance. They are awesome and you want to see them. Also, Ryan Selvey is going to be having another Halloween stream party. So if you guys have any ideas or requests or any things like that, please put it on the Discord because we are starting the ideation process and all thoughts are good thoughts. Kendall says, I am trying to convince my mother to get 12-foot skeleton. The big skelly. She saw it at Home Depot and was debating. There is no debate. I wonder, how much does that cost, Kendall? Do you know? Because that's the only thing I would consider. Even if I didn't have room, I would get that 12-foot skeleton. But the money. Kendall says, just imagining it in the yard. Just imagine. You know what you should do? Oh man, it's $300. That's an investment for a few years. As long as it lasts, it's good. So what you should do is get the Skelly and then get some glow-in-the-dark paint. Skelly plus paint. You know the deal. Alessandra says, someone had that in their entrance pretending to be drinking tea. That's amazing. I love it. Sipping on that tea, little bony guy. Well, big bony guy, I guess. I got big bones. What of it? All right, I'll see you guys later. D. Ross is just like, what? Kendall says she was trying to justify buying, but we only just finished a renovation, so why aren't there skeletons in your renovated home? That's part of the renovation. Convince her, Kendall. Convince her. All right, bye.